Hey Dumplies, this is Dave Decide. Today we have a new song that is literally about to drop. They are lovely Suga and PSY, which is very exciting. But the internet has been a little torn over this. We will talk. I also want to get into being protested over something they wrote and what that is about. So hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, tea spilling mug merch, and let's get into it. I want to talk about HYBE, and this is actually insane, like fully. I cannot believe this. HYBE got some recent backlash and hate over what they wrote, and I'm just amazed how something taken so out of context and there is so much reaching involved to get to the conclusion that some of these armies have made, yet it's still got trending and got so big. So what happened? BTS or HYBE released or planned on releasing a game. It's called In the Sium. I butchered that pronunciation, but it's something they've kind of been promoting lately, and there's some trailers out of this. There's some older clips and stuff floating around about this thing, and apparently in one of the videos there was a description that said this: find BTS's story in the Sium. A thoughtful and selfless leader RM, sunny and positive J-Hope and Jin, cool and laid-back Suga, warm and sweet Jimin, goofy and charming V, good at everything Jungkook. In the Sium, characters perfectly reflect the delightful personalities of BTS. Some people took this as Jin not really having a description and they completely forgot about him. But as you can see, they lumped J-Hope and Jin together to say both personalities were sunny and positive, because this is both of their personalities. They both have this sunny and bright thing about them that makes you smile when you look at them. But I guess given that armies believe HYBE has left out Jin before or forgotten him before or whatever they think, this added on to those previous claims, made armies really mad and changed the description, ended up trending online trying to protest and attack HYBE. However, these clips are not released today, and I don't think the description was released because I couldn't find the video. So maybe it was deleted, maybe I didn't look hard enough, I don't know. But Jin was definitely described here, and if the issue was that Jin was described poorly, well, they used the same description for J-Hope, so why isn't he trending too? It just seems like some people were looking for things to be upset about because they're bored and it's almost summer, I guess. They have nothing to do. I can't even describe how it feels to just be doing your normal thing and have something that you thought wasn't an issue or wasn't that big of a deal suddenly be this huge topic of conversation and have a bunch of people sending hate or death threats or whatever, and it be over something that happened ages ago. The best way to describe this feeling is, let's say you're having a really busy day at work, like your boss is on edge, or you have 30 assignments due in an hour and you haven't done any of them, and you're rushing to do it all, and suddenly your girlfriend or your mother calls you and says that they had a dream that you murdered them, and so they're mad at you and you need to fix that right now or they'll come to your work and attack you. That feeling at that moment where you're like, this doesn't make any sense, why is someone mad at me, but I need to fix it, but like 50 other things need my attention right now, that is exactly how the HYBE employees feel reading that first thing in the morning, because they have other things they need to do, more urgent things, and seeing that they're getting mass hate over a description now, there's one more thing now to add to their list, and it's not even that big of a deal. And it's like, for example, if this was a video that came out 4 months ago, let's just say, I don't know when it came out, and yesterday everything was okay, but suddenly today it's not because one person on Twitter decided to bring this up and send hate to the company. I know, I'm complaining about it, and this is just the internet culture, right? It's very weird and something that I don't understand why this keeps happening. There's definitely a lot of misunderstanding, I think, in the fandom, and to be honest, companies like HYBE don't have time to sit there and address every comment and concern that every person has. There's just too many. So I want to know, do you think the trend is justified and that HYBE should be protested? Now, BTS is back and they're doing so much. It seems like every video I'm like, they're doing so much, but they are, and it's exciting. First off, Jimin just released his OST kind of out of nowhere, which I have reacted to on my Patreon if you want to take a look. But we kind of thought maybe more would happen with Jimin, maybe the Jimin mixtape just randomly drops, but then we hear an explosion behind us and we realize that there's something over there that's going on, and it's PSY and Suga collab. So PSY hasn't been releasing too many songs, and quite honestly, probably doesn't have to. That Gangnam Style royalty probably still paying the bills. But PSY actually talked about how it took him 10 years to come up with a hit like Gangnam Style and for it to reach this type of success, and that maybe the next time he reaches that success, it'll be another 10 years, and that is 2022. So he literally is about to release his song, and it's with Suga, so that's already going to be a hit on its own, and then PSY is just a musical genius, so it will also be a hit. There's a big chance that this is going to be a big global event, possibly bigger than Gangnam Style. This is exciting, and the teaser for the video dropped, and people were very excited to see it produced by Suga in the title. I want to note that Suga will likely not be in the music video. HYBE or BTS have changed their mind before, but typically they mention that unless the boys appear together, they will not appear separately in a collab or feature. So unless PSY is willing to have 7 boys in the video, then Suga will not appear by himself. I don't think Psy would have any problems with having BTS all there, but it just wouldn't make any sense for them to all be there. There has been a bit of a controversy with this idea of BTS and Psy working together. First and foremost was probably the most recent scandal allegedly Psy had. There were claims of really dark and disturbing things, and people claiming Psy was a part of this. This was later entirely debunked by Psy himself, and he said that he was not a part of any of this stuff, and I believe him. I cannot imagine Psy is anything but a kind person. He simply does not give me a pimp vibes or creepy person vibes. He gives me a funny, quirky brother-in-law that comes over and is always so fun and sweet. But of course, since those claims exist, and some armies may not know of the official statement, they may or may not want BTS to be a part of that. But while those claims were less and less people talked about that, there has always been a lot of controversy with Psy and BTS. Just the two making music. I want to clarify, there is no drama between BTS or just Suga and Psy. Suga has talked about how he feels Psy is actually his best friend, and we have seen photos of Taeyang and Psy hanging out together too. All the quote-unquote beef is just fan-made. There is no real beef. But people were basically pushing BTS aside and saying that BTS is nothing and that Psy is coming back to take over. This is that mentality that is kind of toxic, not just in music, but maybe in the world. This idea that someone needs to be number one or take the throne or needs more, because where does it end? Now you have people like the top billionaires competing and ruining people's lives, not because the billionaires actually need more money to do stuff, but competing just so they can have a title as richest man in the world. People are dying because these billionaires just want a title. Now, of course, no one is dying in music or K-pop, but the mentality of trying to be number one is toxic. It perpetuates this. And then if one group or idol can't meet the expectation of being number one, then they're shamed by the audience or fandom. As if even if Psy beats BTS's record and stuff, it doesn't mean that BTS is not successful. And it definitely doesn't mean that they're not millionaires. Who cares about a title when you have those millions and go anywhere in the world and enjoy your life? Among many things here, people were upset that Suga was involved in this collab just because of the imaginary beef that allegedly Psy and BTS have. I'm sure if Psy went ahead and beat BTS's record, BTS would go and congratulate him and have a full dinner and all of that, even if Suga was not a part of the collab. It's weird to think that the two hate each other. The song is not going anywhere, and I cannot wait to actually hear the song and watch the video. I think whatever Suga produces is going to be amazing, and the song will perform really well. Psy's comeback has been anticipated for such a long time. So many people, when there is any controversy or hate between two people, either want a song deleted or want the two artists to not work together. But this is not something that is healthy to think about and not great. I think BTS should work with whoever they want, and there should not be any issues. When BTS works with any artist, a lot of toxic people like to draw up old drama from that artist and bring it up to say, this is why the two should never work together. And then they have fan wars with people where another person comes in and says, well, BTS is like this, so they're bad too. And then they just attack each other's favorite artists. This needs to stop. So I am curious to hear what you think. Are you excited for the Psy and Suga collab? Are you excited for the music video? And do you think the two should collab? Or are you mostly a delete that music video and song person? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos. Link below. I think it says a lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.